Hello again. The thumbnail to this video shows what I find to be a very sad and disturbing picture. The background to this photograph is that in 1981 an amateur photographer took a snap of a little girl called Zahida Parveen buying an ice cream from a van in Peterborough which was owned by Gino Barillo. The 1981 picture is cute, with an Asian girl of about 6 or 7 with long plaits. It is in black and white, which gives it a decidedly old-fashioned air these days. Now, 40 years on, the photographer decided to stage the same picture with the same people in the same spot, and this is what we see in the thumbnail. The woman shown must be approaching 50 by now and has lived her entire life in this country after being born here. But looking at her, she might just as easily have stepped off a flight from Karachi. Here is somebody who has no intention whatever of blending in or abandoning any of the customs of the country from which her family came. Viewers have probably heard about microaggressions and been told that these are casual and racist things which people say, often unthinkingly. One of the examples which is very often given is asking where somebody is really from when the person has actually been born and raised in this country. In other words, if you ask where someone is from and they say Peterborough, and you say yes, but where are you really from? That is a classic example of a microaggression against a minority group. In other words, this is racism. Not overt racism, but it's there all the same. You can spot it. Here then, in the photograph that I show, is a perfect instance which explains why such a question is not a microaggression at all, but rather an honest acknowledgement that simply being born and raised in Britain does not automatically make one British. The woman in this photograph is different from most British women, both in her clothing, language, customs and religion. If one asked this person where she was from and she said that she came from Peterborough, then I do not think that it would be in the least unreasonable to follow by asking where she was really from. She makes it obvious by her appearance that she does not really want people to think that she is from Peterborough. By deliberately dressing like a person from Pakistan, she is in effect distancing herself from the culture of the city in which she was born and grew up. If she does not regard herself as a British person from Peterborough, then why on earth should we? I will remark that many Pakistanis, even those born in this country to parents from Pakistan, refer to themselves as Pakistani rather than British. It is by no means uncommon to hear such a one talk about meeting a Pakistani friend when they are referring to somebody who was also born and brought up in Britain. For this reason, I really cannot accept that to ask somebody who dresses like a Pakistani, associates only with Pakistanis, eats only Pakistani food, and speaks Urdu more often than English, where they are really from, is in the slightest degree racist or liable to cause offence or distress. Indeed, the whole concept of microaggressions is itself hopelessly flawed. It depends entirely upon the claim of injured feelings as an indication of racism rather than any objective measure. If, for example, I'm running a shop and I refuse to serve black people, then that is a measurable and indisputable case of racial prejudice. If, on the other hand, I see somebody dressed in the national costume of an Asian country and feel prompted to ask this person where he or she is from, that is quite a different matter.